More FPL. With Gameweek 6 over, it's time to look at captaincy options for Gameweek 7. Man City have a tricky fixture against Spurs, but Haaland in particular is in ridiculous form. Liverpool and Arsenal have better fixtures, but their top assets aren't in such good form. We'll also discuss some differential captain picks that may come into the conversation. First, let's discuss options from Man City, who only managed a 1-1 draw against Villa last time out. Haaland's still got a goal though, and could be a perma-captain, much like Salah in previous seasons. Managers have been wary of rotation, but he started every Premier League match so far. He's sometimes been substituted early, but is still 22 points clear of second place Toney. It'll be interesting to see how many minutes he gets in City's first Champions League fixture. That may give us a clue as to whether he starts next week, but then again, it may not. Pep's quotes have been confusing and often contradictory, so we can only go on what we see. Also from City, you have De Bruyne, but he's not immune from rotation as he was benched against Forest. He's 7th top point scorer midfielder, so a decent shout if you think he's more likely to start. Probably more now it is Cancelo, who's top point scoring defender with a goal and assist so far. It's 3 clean sheets from 6 for City, although Cancelo hasn't looked as attacking as last season. Their opponent Spurs are riding high in the table alongside City on 14 points. They've only conceded 5 goals so far and often set up on the counter against City. It could prove a frustrating day for the citizens, but if they get an early goal, that could open the game up. From City, given us a tough fixture, I'll go for Haaland if anyone and avoid De Bruyne and Cancelo. More FPL. Next, let's discuss options from Arsenal, and there are a few possibilities in midfield and attack. Jesus looked lively against Man United, but blanked for the 3rd time in 6 games. It feels like a long time since his 19-point haul against Leicester in Gameweek 2. Martinelli has been the most consistent midfielder with returns in 4 out of 6 matches. Odegaard has been the more explosive, getting big returns in 2 out of 6 matches and blanking in 4. Their opponents Everton have struggled in the main this season, but mainly in attack. They've only conceded 6 goals and got a hard-earned clean sheet against Liverpool. You could see them trying to keep it tight in this one too, but I expect at least a goal or 2 from the Gunners. From Arsenal, I'll probably go Jesus over Odegaard for that explosive potential in a good fixture. Next, let's discuss options in Liverpool, and there are some decent options still. Despite an indifferent start, Salah has got 3 returns in 6, so remains in the conversation. He's played 90 minutes in every game so far, so looks the most nailed Liverpool asset. A blank against Everton is concerning though, and his underlying numbers aren't as strong this season. Liverpool's front line hasn't looked as fluid in general this season since the departure of Mane. Diaz has also got good points so far, and only missed the final 13 minutes of Gameweek 1. He's returned in 2 games out of 6, and is looking fairly nailed on the left, at least for now. Nunez has looked decent so far when he's featured, where he missed 3 games through suspension. He came straight back in for Firmino in the last match, so looks to be first choice down the middle. Their opponents Wolves have also struggled this season, but again, mainly in attack. They've conceded the least goals in the league this season, which is 4 goals in 6 games. I think Klopp gets Liverpool firing again soon, but I don't see another Bournemouth. From Liverpool, I think I'd still have to back Salah over Diaz and Nunez. More FPL. Now let's look at a few differential captains that we probably at least have to consider. First, despite the tough fixture, Kane has had a very good start to the season. He's got 5 goals and 1 assist, and only blanked, somewhat surprisingly, on the opening day. He's the only Spurs player in form, but it's tough to back anyone against City. Next is Rashford and Antony from Man United, who are starting to click into gear under Ten Hag. Rashford got 2 goals and 1 assist against Arsenal and has done well since Gameweek 3. He seems pretty sure of his place in the team at the moment, and Palace is a good fixture. Antony came straight into the team against Arsenal, which shows how highly the manager rates him. Ronaldo and Casemiro watched on from the bench as Antony slided home the opening goal. Next is Toney, who grabbed a hat-trick in the last match, following 2 successive blanks. You're never worried about his minutes, as he's Brentford's talisman, and they're not in Europe. Their next opponent, Southampton, have been one of the worst teams defensively so far, conceding 10 goals. Next are a couple of options from Brighton, who amazingly and deservedly sit 4th after 6 games. Gross has been the most consistent returner so far, with just 2 blanks in 6 games. Allister has been more explosive and is in great form, with 3 goals in the last 2 games. Their next opponents, Bournemouth, have conceded by far the most goals of any team so far. They've had 3 really tough fixtures, but also conceded 2 to Forest last week. Last is Sterling, who's been Chelsea's standout performer so far, but blanked this week. He has 3 goals and 1 assist in the last 3 games, and got another assist earlier. Chelsea don't have an out-and-out striker, so Sterling is playing a more advanced role than at City. Their next opponents, Fulham, sit mid-table at the moment, but it still feels like a good fixture. More FPL. So, what are my final thoughts on the best captaincy options for Gameweek 7? I was on Salah before I did this video, but I switched back to Haaland, at least for now. Despite not being in the best form, I felt Salah had the much better fixture. But Wolves have been better defensively than I realised, so I now don't see a big Liverpool win. Haaland's in such good form that it feels like he could get a brace against any team. He could easily have scored a brace in the Community Shield against Liverpool, for example. A lot could depend on his minutes in the Champions League and Pep's press conferences. It feels like he could even do damage from the bench if he doesn't start by any chance. I'm also slightly tempted by Jesus, as Arsenal did still play well against United, despite losing. But Everton have also been better defensively than I realised, so I don't see a heavy win. With all that said, my current order of preference is Haaland, Jesus, and then Salah. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. Give it a like if you enjoyed it. Who do you plan to captain this week, and has this video helped you make your decision? Add your own thoughts and questions in the comments, and I'll try to get through as many as I can. Never miss a pre-season video or game week preview by subscribing and turning on notifications. More FPL.